furlongs. This is the Group 2 VC Bet Challenge Stakes over 7 furlongs, £90,000 in the prize fund. Going here at Newmarket, good to soft in places. Some quite big divots out there on the course as the runners were heading to the start. Cesare, the 11-4 favourite. Toylsome, recent winner of the Prix de la Forêt at the Arc meeting at Longchamp at 11-2, at 8-1 Arabian Gleam. Qasi at 9-1 and 10-1 Balthaazar in a really high quality race here. The last one or two going into the stalls. Stedford was the paddock pick. Going to post Candidato Roy and Pride of Nation were eye-catching. Pride of Nation looks as though he'll be well suited by the ground. They're just about lined up. Captain Marvellous nearest to us. One more on the far side was Lovelace going in. Long hold. And finally, they're away. And they came out in a pretty good line. Cowdra was just a little bit slow to go. Towards the far side, Duff is one of the first to begin. Asset in the blue jacket down the centre. In the pink is Candidato Roy. And on the right is Toylsome, the French raider, showing good speed as they race through the first furlong and a half. And on the far side, Duff disputing it with Stedford over there. On the right, Toylsome from Candidato Roy. And then Asset in that black cap. Further out is Cesare, the red with the blue cap. They're tracked by Lovelace, Mac Love, Arabian Gleam in behind runners, Pride of Nation on the far side. On the near side, the green and white jacket, that's Qasi, followed by Miss Lucifer. And then at the rear of the field is Captain Marvellous. Just looks as though Arabian Gleam being niggled there. Meanwhile, Duff just shades it from Stedford out into the centre of the track. Cesare having gone off the 11-4 favourite here as they now scamper down towards the final quarter of a mile. And Toylsome just the leader on the near side of Asset, Duff on the far side, Candidato Roy in behind them, Miss Lucifer coming through quite nicely now. The filly in the blue jacket, Qasi's angling off the fence as they race towards the final furlong. Toylsome holding on grimly, Miss Lucifer challenging hard. Qasi trying to squeeze through, no room for Qasi there, and Miss Lucifer doing best now from Qasi and Toylsome as they race up towards the line. And this progressive filly, Miss Lucifer, will win the challenge. Qasi looked a little unlucky in second, Toylsome third, then Balthaazar's Gift, Asset and Arabian Gleam, trailing back to Pride of Nation, Maclove and Cesare. A very expensive start for punters here. Great result for the bookies. Cesare was absolutely stone last in the hands of Jamie Spencer. A really poor run. Miss Lucifer, the 20-1 winner then of this VC Bet Challenge Stakes. And that is obviously going to put the kibosh on quite a few Scoop 6 tickets as well. It's going to be very hard work winning all those millions this afternoon if the results continue like this. Miss Lucifer beating Qasi. Back in third, the long-time leader Toylsome. And then in fourth place, Balthaazar's Gift running on. Here's the point in the race where Qasi, the horse, the white face, the three horses on the right there, Qasi runs out of room in the hands of Ted Durkin and then stays on well all the way to the line. Whether he would have beaten Miss Lucifer is surely open to doubt, but he didn't get the best of runs.
Miss Lucifer, a 40-1 chance with the sponsors Victor Chandler this morning, generally 33 and 28, back from 25 on the course, returned the 20-1, 11th choice of the punters, that Miss Lucifer, and will knock out a huge wodge of the Tote Scoop 6. Well, I must say, when I tipped them up for the Sun, I put Miss Lucifer in amongst my first two, so people following me are still there with good old Miss Lucifer. The runner-up, Qasi, is a 9-1 chance. Toylsome is third, sent off at 6-1, and they heavily gambled on Cesare, so disappointing, 11-4 favourite, the 7th filly to win it, and the 4th for Barry and Michael Hills.
Michael, just shows you horses in form at this type of year. She's certainly improving, isn't she?
That's right. I mean, after she won Ascot, Dad said, you know, you get a filly this time of year, it's amazing how far they can go, and, you know, she's in the form of her life.
She's not that big, and there's not an awful lot of her, but she's all hard.
She is tough. Don't get on that back end, she'll definitely have you.
It was just getting a little bit tight, wasn't it, the last furlong or so? I suppose Qasi was the meat in the sandwich.
Yeah, I went... She kicked clear, and she just ducked a little bit to the rail, but I felt I was clear.
Yeah, and looking ahead to the Dewhurst, obviously an exciting ride.
Really he's such a fantastic horse to ride. You know, it's just great to be on his back.
Yeah, the start of a good day. I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
Well done to Michael. He had a good time at the last meeting, and he's doing So again at this one, the winner yesterday and the winner today. John, not many got into this.
No, well, we said earlier the ground was just a little bit on the sticky side. They were no hanging around, took no prisoners, and I thought that the German horse Toylsome ran as well as anything. He's 8 years old, and he won a Group 1 race last time for the first time, and he was up there in the van, which, unlike Miss Lucifer, she was behind. Qasi, I'm not quite sure what he was doing, whether he was just hanging in. This was his first run at 7 furlongs. I don't think he'd have beaten Miss Lucifer no matter what would have happened, but he certainly won well enough.
Yeah, didn't get the best of runs, did he?
No, he didn't, but I don't know. Did she come across? She may have come across a little bit, but I'm not sure whether... Well, certainly it didn't affect the outcome. But they'll be pleased with the way that he's picked up again. He loves a bit of cut in the ground, mind now, Qasi. He's won a good race over in Ireland on soft ground. And there's no doubt that they've got a few more options with him. But this filly, interesting, early on in the season, she ran at Warwick in a really tiny little race against Lovelace, and there wasn't much between them. They've met 2 or 3 times, but a little bit of give in the ground. End of the season, seen her a different filly today, and they've got good chances this afternoon later on with a filly called Royal Confidence, who was a little bit unlucky last time, and they've kept their form really well all season, Barry Hill's horses.